So Cinco de Mayo just happened, and I'm sure everybody celebrated, even though it was on a Wednesday. And there were some places that were completely packed
Yeah,
in
it
the
was at
middle of the day, and you're
1
like,
p.m. Like
yeah,
you couldn't get parking at some of these places.
yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: a lot of these places that were packed were, major, you know, names, I guess,
Yeah, they were
as far as
they were
Mexican restaurants go.
well, they were different Mexican restaurants, but they were like setting up tents and they had like, oh, the Corona
Yeah,
flags and
and
like,
the
oh, this and
DJ,
a DJ. And it was very much like party beads, like cheap sombreros,
right, right.
plastic maracas, like that.
Basically, what you go to these countries as a tourist attraction, basically.
Yeah, it's not actual Mexican culture. And um, I will, my favorite video. There is a video out there, and it is if Americans celebrated, or excuse me, if Mexicans celebrated Cinco de Mayo.
The
I
4th of
I am
July,
just butchering this.
how
If
Americans
if
celebrate Cinco de
Mexicans
Mayo.
celebrated the 4th of July the way Americans celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and you watch it, and you're like, oh shit, and because that's exactly what Americans do to Cinco de Mayo. They
Right.
don't know what Cinco de Mayo is about.
Mm-mm.
They don't get it, and the fact is they don't care.
No, they don't.
They want an
I've never been to a Cinco de Mayo where I
Mhm.
hear someone going, Viva Mexico. Like,
Yeah,
there's none of that.
yeah. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say that.
I'm pretty sure you could.
Like I don't know, and this is one of those things where it's like, um, I
You've never seen Spanish people go, USA, USA. I've seen one or two.
well, yeah, but that's different because I would. I mean, oh God, I feel like they're making fun of us, and we deserve it, so that's fine. Like, let them do that. Um, but yeah, the we tried to go to a local place
We did.
for Cinco de Mayo and huge party, and it was
Yeah.
just people everywhere. But what I noticed was it was all just white people, like just white people. Um, you
There
know,
were a few people of color there, but
yeah, but not.
the
It wasn't.
majority was white people.
It was definitely a white people
Yeah.
party. And they're all like, "Oh, Cinco de Mayo," and like just it was
Lots
just
of beer, lots of
yeah,
Corona.
yeah,
Corona signs
Corona
everywhere.
and whatever
Right.
tequila brand was
Yeah.
sponsoring stuff, and or Jose Cuervo,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, but it was very yeah, it was clear they were just we're gonna
Hmm.
make money.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo, you don't care.
Yeah.
But luckily,
Yeah.
they had an hour wait to get a table for food. We were hungry, so we did not go. We did not wait around. We
Right.
didn't
And they
bother.
didn't allow reservations.
Yeah, the freaking website says call to make a reservation. I called to make a reservation. They're like, we don't take reservations. I'm like, bro, come on,
It's a
come
simple
on.
fix.
Yeah, but I mean, luckily we didn't end up there. We ended up
Yeah.
what's a
So we went to a little local place called Parilla La Nueva Fogata, right? If you're Spanish, that's how you'd say it. Not however.
what is so what was in Spanish?
Parilla La Nueva Fogata.
So Paria Nuevo Fagata.
Fogato, something like
Fagata.
that. I don't know
I'm
how.
just trying to say it in American,
Yeah.
but it's
But
it's hard.
it's a very like little local place.
Mhm.
It's not
It's like a
huge.
family owned kind of
It
situation.
looks like it's a family owned situation, and
And it's
we went there.
BYOB.
Yeah, it's BYOB, and we went there because we've tried eating there before.
Yeah.
It wasn't no special holidays. We were just like,
Yeah.
let's go here. They have good, authentic Mexican food, and it was packed. And we
Yeah.
were like, fuck, like we're in a time crunch. We can't
Yeah, because
wait however
we
much.
did try to go like 6 o'clock on a
Right?
Saturday.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So they were packed, but for Cinco de Mayo, they weren't packed. There was like no wait, and I was like, oh, this is great. Let's just go here
yeah,
because I've eaten food here before. It's great. I don't know why people aren't packed on, and maybe they did towards the afternoon when a lot of other people got out of work. But
I
I
mean, I can
mean,
tell you why they weren't packed.
because they didn't throw this flashy thing. It was like we're throwing
Exactly.
a huge party. There was
Yeah,
no extra decor, nothing. It
nope.
was like this is a little Mexican restaurant, and you can come
You take
eat
it
your
or leave
food.
it,
Yeah.
and it kind of just goes to show that people on Cinco de Mayo they don't care about authentic
Hmm.
Mexican, you know, food or culture or anything. They just want a party, an excuse to drink tequila at 1 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Personally, I don't need an excuse to drink tequila at 1 in the
I
afternoon,
don't. I definitely
but
don't.
some people do, I guess.
Yes.
But
I mean,
yeah,
some people use mention tequila around them, and they can't handle it.
yeah.
Sucks to be them, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. Some people are weak like that. I don't know.
But yeah, no, this little restaurant, it was great. The decor was nice. The music they had wasn't no DJ or anything.
Yeah.
It's legit, famous Mexican, celebrities or artists that were singing. And to top it all off, right? They had someone there to sing actual Mexican songs, from ones that aren't very well known to some that, even some of the white people that were there that knew.
Oh, don't get me started on the white people. Yeah, the vocalist's name, she goes by Rosita. I will share her socials and probably
Yeah.
tag her in this.
Yeah.
She's
We'll probably put up a picture of her.
Yeah, she's a singer and an actress. She was on Orange Is the New Black,
Yeah.
which I thought was very cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But I mean, she was there in her traditional. I
Mhm.
don't know the names of the clothing. I'm sorry, but traditional Mexican attire.
Yeah.
Boots, the hat.
She had it.
And her voice
complete.
was beautiful.
The music she was singing was great.
Yeah, and
she can hold a note. It was.
she's her.
Yeah.
Damn, like
Yeah.
when I was like, girl, you don't want to like interrupt her, but at the same time, it's like you got to acknowledge this.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it was great entertainment for something we were not expecting. We didn't have to pay extra.
Yeah.
It was just,
we're
hey,
getting a private concert, basically.
Yeah. It was like, hey, it's Cinco de Mayo. Let's bring someone in that brings the spirit of it, and it was really weird because there wasn't that many people there, but she basically gave the audience the go to, hey, Viva Mexico. And besides me going, Viva Mexico, I'm not Mexican, but I said it, and she was like, hey, like, someone got it.
I just don't, I wasn't sure, like, am I allowed to participate in this? Like, because I don't.
But that's the thing, we're celebrating, we're celebrating Mexico, so,
I listen.
When we're celebrating, okay, so, this is going to come off super bad.
That's fine, just go for it.
But, on St. Patrick's Day. There we go. I got it. I was like, that thing with the Irish. What's that holiday?
The thing with the Irish, it's
right,
fine.
Right. But people are always talking about, Ireland and how they're happy to be from there and they cheer for the country.
But I'm
so we
not
can't
Irish
cheer.
either.
Yeah, but people do it anyways. So
but yeah, but that's
but why can't we cheer for Mexico?
You can. I just didn't want to like. It's her thing. I didn't want to. I'm very conscious of trying not to like overstep like my cultural boundaries here.
Is it overstepping when you're celebrating them?
Probably not, but I panicked. I'd rather err on the side of just being quietly supportive. And I mean, now I know that it'll be fine. But I almost got roped into having to sing with that beautiful woman, and it was going to happen.
She recognized one of the songs that she was singing in Spanish, and she was like,
I happen to know it.
And she was like, I guess she was mouthing it.
I was just vibing.
And that was the ticket. She was like, oh yeah. And she ran right towards Danielle and be like, you're singing with me.
And
I
was like, nope.
She starred in that new movie, Nope.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I've lost most of it, but my AP Spanish teacher was very musically inclined.
Yeah.
So Senor Wally always, we had to have sing-alongs all the time. So I became familiar with several traditional,
yeah, Mexican,
whichever songs. But what kind of really annoyed me, it still annoys me. This, Rosita was like, oh, do I have any Selena fans? And there were some other white women who were like, oh my God, I love Selena. And then she goes, oh, so yeah, we'll do a Selena song. And this white woman just goes, Selena. And I went, this is why everyone hates us. Like,
I couldn't say anything. She was a woman, so I was like, I'm just gonna stay in my corner.
And I know maybe it's a small thing, but I'm pretty sure that the Mexican vocalist knows more about pronouncing, Hispanic or Spanish anything.
Singers.
Yeah, more than you.
Icons, Mexican icons.
Like,
just a little bit more. Just,
the audacity, the caucasity of these women.
The audacity of this bitch.
Yeah, the 8th Harry Potter book. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. I why? Like, I'm sitting over here going, oh my God, like, is it okay for me to say Viva Mexico? I don't know if that's okay. Do you have to be Mexican to say this? I don't know. Meanwhile, this woman's like, I know more than you. And I can't.
She was going through
Can't.
that high because it was her birthday.
Yeah. They were awful.
Yeah.
I didn't like those people.
Yeah.
So, and I did feel
They had
bad.
a
Like,
huge table for 2 people and a
yeah,
kid.
and like a kid just kept making noises.
They kept making noises walking. I feel like he was on top of the table at one point.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was not great.
Oh,
And like,
Lord.
if we didn't have to go see Doctor Strange, like, I probably would have hung out because I mean, she was great, and we still had some margaritas left over in our bottle.
But what's better than that? Live music and good food.
Yeah,
You can't.
Can we talk about the food for a second? Jesus, Mises.
Oh, that was a lot of food.
Yeah, I ordered my torta, and now I expected a big sandwich. I didn't expect a loaf of bread like this. This thing came out, and I was like,
they're like, you want an entire loaf? Yeah?
Yeah.
Let me grab this giant thing, cut it in half, slap some meat in there and stuff. And here's your sandwich.
Like, we have photos of this thing.
Right.
But it was, and then of course, before I ordered it, I was like, oh, I really want rice and beans. And I was like, oh, just order a side of rice and beans. So my dumbass now has a loaf of bread sandwich. It's massive. Like, I couldn't even, there was no delicate way to eat it with a plate of rice and beans.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did the waitress not warn me? I feel like she set me up for this.
You know,
I get it. I'm a fat kid, but holy shit. Like, even
but
I
can't. Think, wouldn't it have been worse if she was like, you sure you want all that food? Like, I feel
like if she could have been like, oh, that sandwich is like this big. Like,
yeah.
Literally, it was so big. I was not prepared for how large it was when I saw it.
Yeah. You know what was funny is I think the waiter or waitress, she felt me because I told her what I wanted, and she was like, "Would you like 3 enchiladas or would you like 2 with?" And I was like, "Give me my rice and beans." And she was like, "Mm-hmm."
And then she tried to kill you. Well, it wasn't her, but
no, it wasn't her. It was the cook. But because I'm a basic bitch and my stomach can't handle spicy food. I can, I took a big old bite of that and I was like, I can't feel my lips.
Yeah, I'll order the mole, which is, nice mild. And that plate came out with green, the verde on it.
The green.
And I looked at you and I said, Al, that's not mole.
Right.
And you're like, no, it's probably fine. I'm like, I don't want to argue. Okay, fine.
So here's the thing. The first time I ate there, I thought red, very, very hot. Green, not so hot. So I was like, I'll have it with the green sauce. And then I started eating it and I was just like, this is really spicy. and I forget who I was eating it with. They were like, yeah, that's because that's a spicy one. And I was like, the green's a spicy one? And they were like, yeah. What the fuck do you think it was? And I was like, well, yeah, this is gonna suck. And now it's not that I can't handle spicy food. I can. My stomach, on the other hand, can't. So, I suffered later. But
today, Al's like, oh, I don't want to say anything. I feel bad. I
feel bad.
I was like, do not eat that. Oh my God. So like, I called the waitress over. I'm like, hey, he ordered the mole. And this waitress looked at his plate. Her eyes got huge. And she's like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah. Like, and I think it got even bigger because she saw there was a perfect cut.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, you see this? I'm a basic bitch. Like, I can't handle the spicy food.
She was like horrified because, oh my God.
Because I was like, what's the mildest you have? And I know people would probably say, if you don't like spicy food, don't eat Mexican food.
There's plenty of Mexican food that's not spicy.
They're all about spicy though. Yeah. Like they're like, like, can we make a grown ass man cry? That's what their food's about. But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed, like, my sandwich had pickled jalapenos on it, but they were like actual jalapenos that were pickled.
Right.
So they were good. They weren't like spicy. It was just the pepper part. So
nice.
But yeah, no, it was fantastic. Yeah. And I mean, I think that Cinco de Mayo people should probably make a better effort, support like the small local Mexican restaurants, because it is supposed to be about the people of Mexican culture.
Yeah.
So like, don't go to Chipotle. Like don't go to Moe's
Damn.
just because somebody's having like a big party with like Corona and
Right, right.
sure, it's fun, but like at least pretend to care about what the holiday is supposed to be for.
Hmm.
It's not just an excuse for you to drink tequila at 1 in the afternoon. You can still do that any day, really, but try to remember that it's supposed to be about the Mexican
Yeah.
people.
And I would absolutely 100 times over choose a restaurant that has live music with, either, someone like our singer
Oh,
for today
Rosita.
or a mariachi. That's
Mhm.
fine. We had a mariachi come and sing for my grandmother on her birthday. It was amazing. Um I would much rather have that than tents being put up on this restaurant where you're waiting forever.
Yeah, it's
You're like, okay, when's the food's gonna get here? We're already like 3 drinks down, and it's just dance music that you can probably find at a club or whatever playing.
yeah, that's
Sorry, but I choose the one over that one any day.
absolutely. And just remember, white people, it's not supposed to be about you. So if they're catering to you, I mean, you've kind of lost the plot.
Yeah,
So
a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys, had a good, pleasant Cinco de Mayo.
yeah, and if you did imbibe, I hope you were safe. And if you spoke over the Mexican people in their own house, I hope that your tacos gave you diarrhea.
We wish diarrhea upon you.
So much diarrhea, like the spicy kind, the Bernie kind. So, because it's what you deserve.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I guess a couple days late, but you know,
That's fine.
hopefully you go support your local Mexican restaurant or
Basically,
your
if you get
local,
anything from
yeah,
this, is
or
do
your
that.
local Mexican food truck, and
Yeah, also good.
also all of your local Mexican people because they deserve it and they're very hardworking. And here in New Jersey, our beautiful Garden State would be nothing without them.